Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Voice Matters. Happy Sunday to everyone. I trust everyone has had an awesome and a great week. So, you are listening to Your Voice Matter. Welcome to another episode of Voice Matter. I'm your girl, Viv Cunningham, with Preferred Real Estate Brokers selling the American dream here in Central Florida. So, we are living in Central Florida, and today we're going to be talking about state of Florida, the update state of Florida. I have my girl Beverly here on here today. So I'm gonna unmute her and let she say hello to you all and say hello, Beverly, to
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here this Sunday evening. Couldn't find something better to do than this. And I hope
yes.
you guys out there will be listening.
Yep, already see someone listening. But I just welcome. So I've been at the Florida Realtor meeting all week. And it was a long week, but a lot have done. We have accomplished a lot. There's a lot that's going on in the state of Florida. And we have about at least 1,200 people per day that's moving into Florida. It used to be about 1,000, but now we have about 1,200. So 1,200 people per day moving in Florida. But we got just so much going on in Florida. We're talking about insurance and things like that. So working on all of that. But let's start off by talking about the Hometown Heroes program. So the Hometown Heroes program was such a success. And so they allocated money to it twice. The first time, I think it took a while to for the money to run out, but the second time it took like a month or 2 months or so. It started in July where they allocate another 100,000 to the fund, and by now, as of this week here, all the money is depleted. So that's $200,000. But that program was such a success. So if you miss out on that program by getting up to 5% of your loan value, you really missed out. But don't take that at heart. There's so many other different program that is going on. I've spoken to so many lenders this week, have different program that's going on. They have a bunch of program. You just have to make sure that whatever realtor that you're working with, whatever person that you're working with, whatever lender that you're working with, just make sure you ask them what are out there for first-time home buyers. And keep in mind, first-time home buyers are when you have not owned a home in 3 years. Okay, or you have not owned a home at all. But there's so many different programs out there. I'm working with people right now that are getting $40,000. Orange County is giving you up to $50,000. Right now, I'm working with someone that's getting $40,000 for their down payment. But there's so much money out there. And of course, if you live in Lake County, there is the USDA program, which means zero money down. And if you are a veteran, that's also zero money down. So there's just so many program out there. There's the 1% down. There's the 3.5% down. There's just lots of help out there. And the money that you're going to be paying for your mortgage is probably going to equal to whatever you're paying for rent. Rent out there is very expensive. But if you want to be a homeowner, contact your realtor, contact me, contact any realtor, and find out what programs that they have out there that are able to help you get into a home. Owning a home is it's awesome, but it's not for everyone. I've sold houses now where people have bought homes for at least $25,000 and they ended up selling it for almost 300,000. I just closed on a house a while ago. I just had the sellers call me to say thank me. They bought the house a couple years ago and they bought it for about 325,000, and they were able to sell that house for 500 and something $1,000 this week. We closed on it. Just think, I had a realtor that called me and said, don't you think that house is overpriced? No, the house is not overpriced, because I check whatever it is, the source that we have that we check to make sure that the house is not, overpriced. But that goes to show, when you buy a house, you invest your money, majority of the time there's going to be a return on your investment. A lot of people turn around and buy houses cash, but just think about the cash that you have, and you can take it and buy so many other houses, using other people's money to buy houses, compared to just dumping all your cash into that home. But so the Hometown Heroes program money is depleted. All of that money is gone now. So until they start it again, I don't know if they're going to start it again, but it's such a popular program that I'm hoping that they will start it again and use it, because it was popular. And even if they don't do it for anyone that is working in the state of Florida, putting in full-time hours, 40 plus hours. Even if they don't use it for that, at least they'll maybe go back to the Hometown Heroes program where it's the first responders, nurses, teachers, those kind of people, keeping it out there since it was such a great success, and it was easier to use compared to using the bond or using the grant or something like that. I live in Lake County, and Lake County don't give that much money. They gave about maybe $7,000 or so. Some Polk County might give 10 or $7,000 or something. Tampa, Hillsborough County, they give a lot of money. Okay, they give a lot of money. They can give up to $90,000. So there's just so much money out there, to purchase a home. And usually all you need is a few $1,000s in your account. You'll need your escrow money, which is a 1%, and then you will also need your closing cost money. Not your closing cost money, but your inspection money. You need your inspection money. Your closing costs will come when you're ready to close a home. But being at the Florida Realtor Convention was tiresome, but very nice. So some of the things that we were doing there and working on there, we're working on septic tank. A lot of people have septic tank in Florida. So right now, they're giving up to between 25 and 50%, once the bond gets started, to replace your septic tank, in order for that drain field not to pollute the area. So eventually, over a period of time, you're going to find that they are going to be getting rid of the septic tank, and then you will have a grant for that. So we worked on that. We voted on that to pass that, and also voted on to pass safety for realtors, because realtors are still in arms danger out there, as in showing houses and making sure realtors are protected when they're showing homes, because they got a lot of evil people out there. Right now we have about 238,000 realtors. So making sure that you find the right realtor to work with is very important. A lot of realtors, they're part-timers, but it's okay to work with part-timers. But, a lot of time they might not be there to answer your question. They might be at their full-time job. So, but just, find the right realtor. Finding the right realtor is real important. Okay. So we talked about the septic tank. We're talking about giving back the 25 to 50%. We talk about that, and that's coming soon. Eventually, that it will be out there. Once that's out there, and I'm finding where we can, send out the information where you can get the grant from once we get that rolling. But that's going to be rolling, But that's important for us to, protect the environment. Protecting the environment is really important right now, as it heats up. This is the hottest they said it has ever been since 1960. So right now it was very hot in Florida. So I pray for the people that are out there and they're in the heat, that they will drink a lot of water and keep safe, because that heat is no joke. And then we also discuss, we do RPAC, and it's called RPAC, and it's Realtor Political Action. And what we do is we donate money in order to pay the lobbyists for them to lobby for us. So insurance is at its mend. It's coming. It won't be a quick fix. It would be about 17 to 18 months before it start getting better. So we did address that. And what will happen is between the 17 to 18 months, all the lawsuit that was filed, we have about 300 to 400 on the books that was filed. All of those will be depleted. They'll be all solved. So then therefore, insurance company can start coming back in the state of Florida. We already have insurance company that are applying right now to come back into the state of Florida, which is great, because then what will happen is you have more choices to choose from. So then therefore it will lower your insurance, because right now it's just become such an issue. And it becomes such an issue because there's so much liars and thieves that are out there. So there's so much fraudulent claim that are out there. So it creates this issue. So that's why the insurance issue is so huge and it's so big. And a lot of this is created from, the roof, where people are knocking at your door and talking about that you have hailstorm damage and, you can get a new roof for free. And then yet they give you, out of $100,000, they file a claim, and out of $100,000, they give you whatever the cost of the roof is. Let's say the roof is $10,000 or $20,000. That's all they will give you. They will give you that, and then they in turn take the rest of the money, so that, and Beverly is on here, and she is right now going through a remodeling process, and she's one of the honest one going through a remodeling process where her entire house was flooded. So because of that, she's being penalized for all of those people out there that are filing false claims. So then therefore, because of that, it takes so long. Even my next door neighbor down the street, I was just talking to her, and then she, I remember talking to her about a year ago, and she was telling me that her house was flooded. And then I stopped again and say, "Hey, how you doing? I see you get the house remodeled." And she says, "Yes." I say, "Your house was flooded again?" She says, "No, girl, it's been taking that long in order for the claim to work through." But just to think that she was living inside that mess because that water pipe was broken, and same thing with Beverly, living inside of that mess because the water pipe was broken because of trying to find out, is it legit, is it real, what's going on. So then therefore they say the good suffer for the bad. Where pastor been talking about a process the last couple of weeks, and I guess we have to go through the process in order to get to the end or get through the truth. But there's just so much that is going on in our state of Florida. And I'm going to be talking to you about voting, making sure that when you get out there, you're voting for the right people, the right people that can actually help you, not the people who are trying to fatten their pocket, even though most of the politicians, they tend to want to do that, but both of the people who are true and intentional and want to actually help you. They're not going to harm you. They want to help you to get forward. They want to help you to make sure that there's enough job. Right now, eggs and food and everything, gas is like sky high, rocket high. It's like, how does people survive? It's not like, so you're making any much more. The price is going up, but yet your salary is still staying the same. It doesn't balance. So it's really hard right now. A lot of people are feeling it. They're feeling it. They're feeling it at the pump. They're feeling it in the supermarket. And just to think that at the supermarket, you're still paying. They're giving you less in a bag. They're giving you less in a bottle, but yet you're still paying more for that. They're just plenty of stuff that's going on out there. So but get what, if you're talking about the Hometown Heroes program, get with a lender that can help you with any kind of assistance and any kind of down payment or any kind of things that you need help, because there's a lot of good lenders out there. There's a lot of lenders will also tell you that there's no money out there. A lot of times because the down payment assistance thing is so hard, it's not like you close on a house within 30 days or you're going to close on a house within 40 days. The seller actually agree, because normally to get the down payment assistance, let's say for Orange County, it's going to take you at least 60 days if you have your ducks in order. Right now, with Orange County, they want to make sure that the house that you're buying is whatever inspection that you got, making sure that the inspection report is clean. If there's termite, make sure the termite report is clean. We get in we talked about insurance. We get in the insurance to get your insurance lowered. Bev and I also talked about this, where you get the 4-point inspection or you get the wind inspection. And it does. We talked about this at the meeting, at the Florida Realtor meeting, that those things does help you to lower the cost of your insurance when you get the wind mitt. And it costs a little bit of money, but not that much. Maybe you can get the wind mitt for maybe $125 and the WDO for maybe another 100 and something. But if you bungle it together and they actually are going out at the same time, they might tend to actually want to give you a discount on those things. But we talk about voting and making sure that you are researching and voting for the right person, because a lot of these politicians, they said they were talking about resharing things on Facebook or resharing things on another platform to make sure that it's true. Make sure you check it. You fact check it before you reshare it, because a lot of these things, negative stuff get reshared so often compared to the positive stuff. If people are talking about God and stuff like that, then it might not get shared often. But if it's something that's negative, you'll be surprised to know how quickly it gets out there, because it's negative. They talk about learning a language, and a lot of time when you learn that language, you always learn the bad stuff in the in that language before you learn the good stuff. So making sure before you reshare anything, making sure you research it, and you might put a little note on it. Why are you resharing it? Why is it important for you to reshare? Why is it important? So make sure you check the facts. And I'm not on Facebook anymore because of the reason why my Facebook page was hacked. and it's been maybe over a month now it was hacked. And everyone keep asking me, oh, you should start a new page. But you know what, for now I have no desire to start a new page, because I go back to say, if Facebook allow people to change your password, your email address, and your phone number, what will they not allow? Okay, what will they not allow? So so I'm not inclined to really start one right now. If it's something that is necessary, maybe down the line I might, but for now, there's so much peace when I started reading and listening to a different Bible verse, and taping in the morning, and it gives you, where before it was like a 5 minutes, now it's like 20 something minutes. So it goes through the Bible verse, and it goes through all the different Bible verse, and the gentleman speak, and at the end he prays. But what you fill your mind with, okay, what you fill your mind, you got to remember that what you fill your mind, it expands. Okay, if you fill your mind with garbage, it's going to expand. If you fill your mind with positive stuff, it's going to expand. So making sure that you fill your mind with good things, and good stuff, because filling your mind, they talk about a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Okay. A lot of us, I was talking about my grandson. My grandson, it was his 16th birthday yesterday. And I was so proud of him, how he came on and he spoke, and he spoke against, with everyone that was there. So he picked each person, and for each person he called out, he spoke something about them, how that person poured into his life. And this little guy is 16 years old, and he did not write a speech or anything like that, but he speaks so proper. And we have it where we say he's going to be a pastor, because here he's speaking from his heart, and he calls everyone out, and he tells how everyone blessed him by my brother helping him to show him how to work with his hands, from his aunt, that and funny thing, when you talk to people, the stories that people share, his aunt, which is grandaunt, she shared with me yesterday how he saved her life twice. Twice he saved her life. When she was having a heart attack, I remember the summer she went up with him, and he prayed over her. And another time when she was so depressed. But you know what? The thing is, you never know. I talk about how God knit you in your mother's womb, when you were first, perceived, when you were first, when he was when he thought about you, that what is it, what your calling is going to be. He already knew all of that. And a lot of time we're looking for our calling, and our calling is right in front of our eyes. Because God already knows that. He already slate our life. He already lined out our life. And if we follow it, and sometimes we always try to seek what our calling is. I talk about, selling your things, and whether it's a missionary that you're going to do, sell your things and go be a missionary. I talk about being a missionary abroad. I talk about being a missionary right here in your state, in your city, in your local area. A lot of time we don't have to go to Africa. We don't have to go to China. We don't have to go to these places to be a missionary. Because remember, if everybody picked up themselves and went to another country for a missionary, who's gonna be prophesied in the United States to all these people that are so evil? By people just getting on down there and on your taking away your Facebook page, or signing in, or sending you a message. And nowadays, when people send me a message, I ask them, I say, how do you know me? And a lot of them can't even answer. So you know what I do? I block them and delete them. Okay, block people and delete people. Delete people out of your life. If the Bible tells you about, be the head and not the tail. Okay, be the lender and not the borrower. There's so much good word in the Bible. So get in the word, and study the word, because there's something in it for everyone. Beverly's back on. So Beverly, we're going to talk a little bit about your house being remodeled. We're going to talk about the things that you go through to remodel your house. We're going to also talk about the solar panel, and you get a new roof on your house. So let's jump right into that. We're talking about the solar panels on your house that I was asking you about yesterday.
Oh, yes, I have the solar panel, and I had it now for a year. What I noticed, that my light bill wasn't going down as promised. So I call up the company. They send someone to check. What happened? A fuse was bad. So the system wasn't generating anything, because if the system is bad, it's just not working. So I'm wondering, how come they didn't realize this? And the thing about it too, when they completed the work here, they told me to flip a switch. They showed me a switch to flip. So, of course, I flipped the switch. But what I thought they should have done is send someone to check to make sure that the system is working, which they didn't do. I don't want to call the company's name, but that's a
Right,
different story.
right.
Yeah.
We're just speaking in general.
Yes, in general, I will not call the company's name. Okay, and this is a month ago. I haven't received a bill since, but hopefully, when I receive a bill, I'm expecting it to be much, much lower and to be what it's supposed to be, as I was promised.
So I'm going to use you as a guinea pig, and I'm going to be asking you how's your light bill, because for me, I'm still not
Mhm.
at the right side, and I'm still not at the left side. For me,
Yeah, you're on the fence.
I mean, if I'm on the fence, and it's not something that I know I'm supposed to be telling people that, that
Hmm.
they should get or stuff like that, because I am still testing it. Because for now,
Hmm.
when I've closed on houses with it, and they have to pay it off because it becomes a lien on the house. And then I've also talked with people that, listed their house, their property for sale, and because it's not selling, then they have to go pay it off. So I'm still on the fence with that. I remember getting an estimate. I talked to someone, getting an estimate on mine, and they were asking me how my house was faced. They were asking me if there's any trees in my yard, and they were asking me how much my light bill was. So when I told them my light bill was about $80, they said, they don't know if it
If it would help you.
if it would help me. So they kind of, I guess, yeah, at least that company was honest. They kind of talked me out of it and says, no, the way your house is faced, we don't think your house might get enough sunlight in order
Mhm.
to generate enough power.
Yes. But I have a feeling that sooner or later, especially in Florida, when they recognize that we need um, natural heating, because the sunlight is free,
Mm-hmm.
it shines on everyone, so to generate electricity is expensive. The power company also wants people to have it because when you have solar, they also benefit from it because you are giving them back,
Back. Mm-hmm.
yes, power. So, and you know, fossil fuel is dangerous. To dig up coal out of the ground, to mine for oil, you have some of them is do it in the ocean. It's expensive and it's dangerous. So I just have a feeling that sooner or later, the governor or whomever is in charge will recommend that people have solar because
But my
that
my
energy is
my,
free.
my issue with the solar is, okay, with the
Mhm.
solar power is some, like, okay, so for new construction, when we go to new construction, they're telling us that it has to be paid off, as in, because that's why I said there need to be more research that I probably need to do on it for myself, because
Mhm.
I've gone to buildings where they're telling me that it's not included in the mortgage, it's not included in whatever, it has to be separate. So that's my concern.
Mhm.
That's my concern, that it has to be separate. And I understand this has to be separate because you might pay it off before you pay off your house. But
Yeah.
that's why I said I'm one of those, you have to show me. I'm not one of those that believe everything that I hear. You have to actually show it to me,
Right.
and I have to see that it works. And that's just how I operate. My husband always says, "Why do you have to check it yourself?" But that's just me. That's why I tell you, say, when you post something online, make sure you're fact checking it now, because a
Mhm.
lot of time, a lot of that stuff is not real. And that's why when they came out with the election thing, they're telling you, and then the election, the news station would fact check these information that they hear, whether this person is having an affair, or that person is doing this or something like that, or that person is not born in the United States or something like that. They make sure that they're fact checking it. And it's the same thing that I have to do, make sure that I'm fact checking this stuff to make sure when I'm speaking, I actually understand it, and I actually know.
Well, you have the opportunity to pay off your solar to buy cash if you want to. You don't have to use credit.
Yeah, but what about
But
those people that don't have cash?
hold a minute, when you use credit, you can just pay it just like how if you paying your mortgage and you say, let's put $50 more on the sinking fund. You can do the same thing on your solar bill. Pay $50 more or $25, even $10 more, and it shortens the period of time. You have
So
it.
how much does a payment run? Because I remember I went and looked at a house last week or the week before, and the guy said that the seller said they would pay up to 3 years off the solar panel. And I think was it like $30 a month or something? Did it end up being like $30 a month? Is that the way? Is that
Well, my roof and my solar is together, so I'm paying like 150 a month.
and then how long do you pay that 150 for?
It's 25 years, but I don't have to do it 25 years. I can pay it down.
Yeah, but see that's still my concern. Okay, so 100 you say it was 125?
150.
150. You see, that's still my concern.
But that is not alone for the solar. The roof is also inclusive in that.
Yeah, but just think, I don't know. I'm still saying, when I'm still just saying that for the roof, the roof norm, how much does a normal roof cost? As
The
when we
roof
tell our
was
buyers,
probably about 14,000.
yeah. So right. So okay. So a roof might cost about, okay. So right now it's gone up. I used to be a roof cost $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now a roof cost, let's say 30,000. Okay, a roof cost. That's why I said I have to see if it's worth it, and if it balances out. I mean, just like you said, eventually everybody might, just like how we getting rid of the septic tanks, everybody might eventually have to go to solar power,
Mm-hmm.
solar panel. So I don't know. Right now we voted on making sure that we getting rid of the septic tank, but that's going to take a while because we do have a lot of septic tank in Florida.
Well, I have a question about the septic tank too.
Uh-huh.
What if a homeowner just put in a new field, new everything, and then the city come and tell them, "Oh, you got to change over to city water."
Well, I mean, it's something that
Split.
it's something that they're gonna have to deal with.
That's
I don't
more.
know if they're gonna give back a credit to it or something. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but
what's
even
gonna happen.
if, say, for example, they spend $10,000 to put in this state of the art drainage system, that it will not clog up or anything like that. And say, for argument's sake, they pay 10,000, and the city come and said, "I'm going to give you 250," and you just put in that for $10,000, and plus now
What do you mean
you're,
give? What do you mean? What do you mean give 250? $250?
5%. No,
Okay.
250, 2,500.
Okay. All right. Okay.
5% of the 10,000, just
Mm-hmm.
for argument's sake. Now your water bill is going to go up because your sewage are going to charge you for sewage,
Right.
city water, everything. So now your bill is going to be 3 times as high, and plus that 750 that you're out of, because they're only going to give you 25%.
Or 50%, depending.
Yes. And another thing again, a question is, who is going to lay all this and connect it to your house? Who is responsible for that?
well, the
The
thing is,
homeowner
the thing
or
is,
the city?
all of that stuff have to be worked through. Right now, we just passed the bill that they're going to be doing this. So that means it's something that has to be worked through, and then
Mm,
that's why I said it's not something that's going to happen right away. We just passed it on during the week. Florida Realtor, we just passed that where they're going to be eventually getting rid of them. So all of that stuff have to be worked through.
yeah, I
So
don't
that's
think
some.
a lot of homeowners going to be happy with that.
Well, you know what? They're
They
gonna have
have,
to they're gonna have to get used to it because what's going on because they're testing the water and a lot of the septic tank are draining into the water.
yes,
You
and
know,
not
so
only
it
that,
has
they
to be
have
it has to
some,
be corrected. So it's not something
and
that it's
not
done overnight.
only that, Viv, they need to clean up something else too. All those companies that dumping
Yeah,
um,
yeah. So
bad toxic
all of that has to
waste,
be worked through. Right,
toxic
exactly.
waste in the air,
Yeah,
and toxic waste burying in the ground that seeps into your water.
right, exactly.
Children born with
Yeah.
no spine, children born
Well.
without
Right now, that's
hands.
not in Florida. Right now, that's in a different state. But right
No,
now, that
no, it's going on in Florida here,
well, okay. So well, then therefore they're
right
gonna
here, right here,
maybe
right now.
you can be a spokesperson for them.
No, right now, there is a class action case going on
Okay.
with Lockheed Martin. I
Okay.
don't want to be
Yeah.
talking.
Don't. Yeah. Yeah. Just said. Yeah.
No, there's a class action suit going on, and Morgan is the lawyer on that. Yeah, where Lockheed Martin was dumping toxic waste in the ground, and it wasn't properly disposed of. A lot of people get sick breathing
Mm-hmm.
in the thing,
Well, at least
and
they found out and they
their
corrected
lungs contaminated. So it's happening everywhere. It's not just here.
it. Okay. So it's something that everybody has to work on. But
Yes.
the
So
realtors can't work on everything, so we can only work on a certain part of it.
yeah, people who are living in that area should engage their congressman and seek out some lobbying to let them lobby.
Maybe you can get involved in that.
No, it's no way. I live in Claremont, not
maybe
Orlando.
maybe you can get involved in that. In that
I live in Claremont,
yeah.
Viv, not Orlando.
Yeah,
It's happening in Orlando.
get involved in that. So, but as realtors,
Yeah,
in the area, we are here to help out as much as we can and be in our community because a lot of the homeowners doesn't really knows what goes on behind the scene. So we have to be the voice. We have to be their voice, and that's why we go to Tallahassee. That's why we go to
yeah,
Washington in order to be their voice because and that's why we pay our money. And a lot of time they think our pack is for Republican, but it's not. It's for realtors pack.
hmm,
And we go to to say our voice. We go to talk to Tallahassee. We go to talk to Washington to let them know, hey, we need clean water here. But
hmm,
we can't cover everything. We can help with the clean water. We have helped over the past few years cleaning up the water because making sure that we St. John's River is clean.
yeah.
We worked
Well,
on that for quite a bit.
I can say that Claremont water is not bad.
Yeah, Claremont water is good. I had the
Yes.
opportunity to tour Claremont water, and
Mhm.
Claremont water is very clean. Even the
Yeah.
recycling water, you see
It
how
has little
clean the water.
sand.
Huh?
It has sand, but you can deal with that.
Yeah, but
A little
for
sand.
me, it's very, 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 very clean. And when
Mhm.
you drive by the treatment plant, you don't really smell it. A lot of time when you drive
Yeah.
by a lot of other treatment
And
plant,
if
you know,
you
you,
don't
you
want to get bottled water, you can always drink it. Drink the water from the pipe in
right.
Claremont
And
because the water is
I don't
good.
drink bottled water. So I mean,
Um,
I do have some bottled water, but I
yeah,
just filter my water from the pipe itself because
it's good
hey,
water.
it,
Claremont is good
yeah.
water,
So
and it
it's
tastes good too.
yeah,
Some cities you
yeah.
go to, you taste the water, you have to spit it out. you
Yeah,
know.
it's great living in Claremont,
Yes.
because we're on top of the hill. I was
Hmm.
talking to somebody today, that we live in one of the highest peak here in
Yes.
Florida. Somebody was telling me, they said they just moved here. They didn't realize that there was hills, in
Yeah.
Claremont. So, but they were excited to see that here. But I love
Hmm.
living in Claremont. Claremont is just
Rolling hills of
such a
Claremont.
yes, it's such a great place to be
Yes.
living in. And but talking about insurance, right now, at the Florida Realtor meeting, we talked about how do you protect yourself. Okay, so when a storm is coming in, which one is coming in is called Idalia are coming in, and they say that it might be coming across Florida. We don't really know, but um be be ready. So, but for talking about insurance, we talked about insurance at the meeting, and what they suggest you do is you take pictures of everything that is inside your house, room
Hmm.
by room. You take pictures and you can label it and you can send it to your email. And then it makes it so much easier for, like, when a storm come through, and if a
Hmm.
storm wipes out your house, or all your stuff, all your belonging is gone and stuff like that. It makes it very easy for saying, okay, well, inside my office, I had a desk, I had computer, I had two screens, whatever it is that I have. So same thing for each room. And you can email it to yourself and store it in your email, because you
Hmm.
can always have access to your email, whether you go to the library or you go someplace, you'll always have access. But take pictures of every room. So then, therefore, when the insurance, when you're claiming for insurance, because you know how difficult it is, because you have to do
Hmm.
it. You had to do the insurance claim, so it makes it difficult, to register and tell them all the things you have in your house. But if you had pictures of it and you have all the pictures, then they can see, yeah, well, I had
For
a
itself.
king size bed and I had a dresser and I had this in
Hmm.
my room. So room by room, take pictures and store it in your email.
Hmm.
You don't have to take them and store it inside your house, because your house might be flooded.
Yes.
They also gave us some kind of bag or something like that, but that bag is not locked. But get your stuff and put it inside, like, of a Ziploc bag or something like
Hmm.
that, where you
I
can store
have a
your stuff.
box that
Yeah.
I bought.
Now, with the box that you have, is it if water
It's
came?
waterproof. The
Okay,
box I have is waterproof.
okay, so is it a box that it can float on water?
It swims. Yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. So, but a lot of people just get something simple. If you don't need a box, you can get a Ziploc
Yeah.
bag, seal your stuff inside of it, where
Hmm.
you're able to pick it up and carry it with you, just in case.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
just making sure that you're taking pictures of every room or
Yeah.
everything inside
As
your
soon
house.
as.
Take pictures of the front of your house, the back of your house, the side of your house,
Hmm.
on top of the roof. Take pictures of everything. So therefore, you have these
Hmm.
pictures to store. You can always, just like I said, store them inside your computer, inside your email,
Yeah.
where you can always pull it back up, just in case you have to do a claim. Because right now, because of all the fraudulent claim that are going on in Florida,
Hmm.
when a real claim that comes in, like yours and my next door neighbor, two
Yeah.
houses over, comes in, it took a while for you to get payment, and also it took a while for her to get payment,
Hmm.
because because of all the other fraudulent claim that are
Yes.
coming through.
Yes.
So then, therefore,
Yes.
people who are legit, who needs to
Hmm.
have a claim go through, it make the insurance company makes it so much more difficult for you guys,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you have a claim. And keep in mind, you don't have to claim everything on insurance, guys. Okay,
No, I didn't claim everything either.
you don't have to claim it. If, like, my
Only
floor
the
got flooded
major.
a couple of times, and I didn't claim it on insurance, because
Hmm.
you realize on insurance you can only claim insurance on your property about 3 times. After that, they don't want to insure the house anymore.
Hmm.
People don't understand that. So you got to be careful, because that's one of the things that they check when they're insuring a house. How many
Oh
times
yes. How
have
many
a
times
homeowner
you have
claimed
claimed?
against that house? How many times have you claimed? So if it's something simple, don't fill out a claim for it. Take it out of your pocket, because first of all, you got to come up with your deductible.
Hmm.
And it might be more than just replacing a floor. Let's say a floor is $3,000, and your deductible might be $5,000. Here, you could have replaced the floor for the 3,000, compared to
No,
the deductible and for the floor.
the hurricane deductible is more than your regular deductible.
Right. That's a separate insurance. That's two separate insurance.
Yeah. No, hurricane is part of your
Oh,
insurance.
but it's two different deductibles.
Yes, two
Right.
different deductibles.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
Exactly.
the same insurance.
So you might
But
call you
for
might
everything
need to
else
call
is
two
like a
different insurance, because
thousand
it's two different
deductible.
deductibles, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
You know, so it's not like so you pay one deductible, but you know, but
Right.
it's something that you don't have to claim on. You know, don't claim on it. You know, just like I said, I'm glad that we cut out that door knocking stuff where people are knocking at the door and
Mhm.
saying that, and these contractor making your
Yes.
your 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 bill assignable. You know, don't make it where, you know, somebody come knock at your door and says, okay, I'm assigning my benefit over to you.
Mhm.
You know,
That's a no-no.
cost all of this
That's
issue
a
in the first place
no-no.
to assign them a
And
benefit.
people, do it. People do it. You know, sometimes I wonder why you would assign your benefits to somebody else.
Yeah, but because you don't want the hassle of it, so you sign it over to someone, just like with doing the roof, because you didn't know, you thought you were doing good, and you didn't know
Yeah,
that people were going to be dishonest.
I didn't assign it to anybody. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but
I
other
would,
people have.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
You know, how
Why would
other people have. Everybody, a lot of people. I remember in my neighborhood here, there was a lot of people that going up and down knocking that door and said, "We can get you a free roof." I know my
Mhm.
sister that happened to. Some guy went on top of her roof and says, "Hey, you got hailstorm damage. We can get you a free roof." So everybody took the free roof because of that. So
You
many
know
people on
what?
my street got a free roof.
And two in here, my subdivision. I've never seen it myself, but I heard that this guy went on top of the roof and tear off some of the shingles just to claim on the insurance.
Yeah,
But when the insurance sent their adjuster to go look at it, they found out that that didn't come off by itself. Somebody tore it off and they didn't pay him. So you see, honesty
yeah,
never prevail. Dishonesty, I mean,
dishonesty.
never prevail. So he did not get paid for nothing because he was dishonest to go up there to tear off things. He probably thought that the insurance wouldn't pay,
Yeah,
but
but
they would pay if your roof is over what 15 years old or 17 years old. They would pay, but he went up there and not even thinking about that. He got up on his roof. He had a couple of shingles off, and he went up there and tore up the roof,
I don't know. I always
and
thought you
then
said
he lost.
there's always God, and God is always there watching out.
Mhm.
And when you do evil, when you do bad, you know, He's gonna be
Evil
there.
cannot
And
prevail.
yep, that's it, that's it. So
Mhm.
when you here, be caution of what you do.
Mhm.
Because it will not pay off. You might get
That's
away
right.
with it now. You might would get away with it now, but you will not always
Mhm.
be getting away with it. You just have to you go know that
Exactly.
you're not stronger than God, because when God sees it, God sees everything. A lot of time we think that God don't see things. He sees
Mhm.
everything. Okay,
God never sleeps.
He
His
never sleep or he
eyes are roving to and fro on you and me and everybody else.
You never sleep or you never slumber. But
Mhm.
but so many things as I'm taking place at the Florida Realtor. I'm happy that I'm part of it. And we vote smart. Making sure that the public is taken care of. Even though a lot of time the public don't know that we're taking care of them and we're paying to take care of them. That realtors in your community does do a lot of work. Okay,
Mhm.
they between selling you houses and between you buying houses from them or selling houses, they also go and they also they pack the
Lobby
house.
for you.
They go before you. They go to Tallahassee.
Mhm.
They go to Washington to talk to your congressman, to talk to your senate, to talk with your representative. They do go and talk to that, and we make it a habit of the first of the year. Okay, we going in either January or February, and then also we going in March, March, May. We go into Washington. So we do go and we do speak for you. To make
Mhm.
sure some of these things that you can't speak for yourself. It's just
Right.
like if an attorney was representing you, a lot of times some people elect to have an attorney represent them, but some people elect not to as well, not
Mhm.
knowing that that's why an attorney get paid for, and that's why they have that profession, unless you study the law and you know the law. If you know the law, then you can represent yourself, but a lot of time you go there, you can't represent yourself, and that's why
Mhm.
sometimes you lose because you can't represent yourself. So
Yeah.
it's like the realtor packing the house for you and going before you and making sure that you have clean water, You know, remember when Flint had that bad water system up there where people was drinking and dying,
Yeah.
you know, from that water system up there, you know, those realtors need to go up there and be working for those people up there in the community to making sure that, you know, the people in your community are taken care of. Okay. The people
Right.
you don't know what's going on behind the scene, but we need to make sure that we are representing. God gave us this. He this is our, if you're a realtor and it's your calling, God gave it to you, and it's not just to sell houses, but it is to protect your public and protect your community, going
Mhm.
out there and helping the homeless, you know, find places to live, and you know, getting them off the street, feeding
Mhm.
them a meal, giving them, donating money. Right now, you know, with the we were, Beverly and I was talking about the fire in Hawaii that went on, that says that, you know, the siren protect against water, but it didn't protect against what, Beverly?
Fire. It
It didn't
didn't
protect
protect
against
against
fire, so
fire.
people lost their life because
The
of that.
the guy who was in charge, well, he resigned now, but he said the reason why he did not alert the people with the siren is because it's meant for water, like tidal wave, that they will seek higher land. But if he had turned on the siren, people would probably think that it was water and they would go higher and go into the fire. But people are not stupid.
Mhm.
When they get off their homes, they would see smoke. So they would tend to go lower, to go to lower ground and run away from the fire. So I don't think he has a case right there. He should have turned it on because people are not generally stupid.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know, if you feel that, if you feel that you were going towards heat, you know, you would,
Yes,
yeah,
you're going
it's
to
almost like a
know.
baby
You're
Patrick
going to run
talking
away
about
from
putting
it.
your hand on the stove today
Yes.
and burning it. If you put your hand on the stove and burn it, you're not going to put your hand back on that stove again.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And so when the people realized that was fire, it was like it's too late. It
Mhm.
consumed the whole place. There was nowhere to run than running in the sea,
Lost
you
people,
know,
lots of
and
people
so
lost their
many
lives. There's
lives were
so
lost,
many lives that
and
has
they
not been
haven't even
counted for.
found.
Not
They
even,
haven't
not
even
even
found
found,
half
not
of
even been
them yet.
accounted for. There's so many people that are
It
missing.
is so sad, so sad, so sad.
You know, but but that's why we are there. We're there to protect, you
Hmm.
know, we're there to protect the public. And you know, with this guy resigning because he didn't do what he was supposed to do,
Hmm. Right.
you know, and that's
Exactly.
why, you know, with me selling real estate, you know, I will always be honest with my buyers and honest with my sellers. You know, I'm going to tell them the truth, you know, and I'm going to, you know, I said I'd rather disappoint you now than disappoint you later.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because when you spend so much money, your life savings, when you get into that house, you want to feel comfortable. You don't want to feel, oh my God, I made the a most terrible, terrible mistake in my life. And I spent all my money on it. What do I do now?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't like for buyers to have buyer's remorse. I
Of
always want to
course.
make sure,
Yes.
you know, like I've dealt with some lenders where they push my buyer or say, you know, oh yeah, the roof is bad. But what you don't understand is if the roof is bad and the person
But
is
the
getting
house
down
is
payment
bad.
assistance, the house is getting down, you're getting down payment assistance, or you're getting closing costs, and the roof is bad. These people cannot afford to put on a roof. So
Exactly.
why would you want to put them inside of a house
Mhm.
like that? You know, and remember, the roof is a first protective element of
On
protecting
your
the house.
house.
And if the roof
Yes.
is bad and it's leaking, then it's gonna mess up all your stuff on the
Mhm.
inside.
That's
So I'm one of
rainfall.
those. I always tell people, I said, make sure
It's,
when you're buying a house, you drive to the house, make sure there's no wood rot on it, the shingles are good,
mhm.
there's no shingles missing from the house. Make sure
Yes.
the outside of the house look good. So at least when you go inside, you're just looking on the inside. You're not coming back
Mhm.
outside and says, oh yeah, the roof is bad. Why didn't you know
Yes.
that when you drive by it? Okay, you got to make sure that you educate your buyers of what to look for, you know, because you got to protect them because you are the expert. They
Mm-hmm.
come into you for advice. They come into you for you to guide them. You are the expert in
Exactly.
selling them a house. So why would you want to go sell them a house that all of a sudden a year, 2 years from now, they're going to need to put on, they're going to need $10,000 and they didn't have it in the first place because they were getting down payment assistance and closing costs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking at
Yes,
whatever it's doing, you do your seller diligent, you do your buyer diligent, you make sure that you're protecting them, because you know what, you want to be able to sleep at night.
exactly. That was what I was just going to say. You take it right out of my mouth. When you do your due diligence, be kind to people, be honest with people, you can sleep soundly in the nights.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every day you come in contact with people, people come into your life. I had the opportunity of hearing Tim Tebow this week. And
Mhm.
he's such a great speaker, and he's a football person, but he was telling his
He's also a
story.
godly man. He's a
Yes,
born again
and,
Christian.
and that's what I'm going to tell you about that.
Mhm.
And he was telling his story. And when he was telling his story, he said, I love football and I wanted to play football and I was competitive with football. And I tried out for the team and I made the team, but I got cut and stuff like that. And then you know what? He turned around and says, that was God's doing. Because if
Mhm.
I was on that team playing, I would not be concentrating on God. Here I am,
Mhm.
I'm speaking and I'm inspiring people. And here I am concentrating on being an inspirational speaker. And look at where God put me now, where I'm able to bless people. But if I was on the team, I would not be concentrating. Now, yes,
You
I love my
see?
Lord. Okay, I would love my Lord, but I would not be concentrating. And he said, and it's the same thing I told somebody that morning. I said, every setback is a setup for a comeback. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what he says. And I was like mind blown when he was saying the same thing that I
Mhm.
told somebody that same morning. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. He says, every time you're set back, okay, God is working on you, in order for your true divine invention, for him to put you where you need to be at that moment, at
Exactly.
that time.
And God gives every believer talents. Some get more, some get less. But it's for you to recognize your talent and work on it. Use your talent.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, it's not that you're going to be unsaved. But when you stand before Jesus, he's going to ask you, what did you do
Did you
with your talent?
What did you do with
Did
your
you
talent to
use
bless
it or
people?
you bury it?
Yeah.
You know?
you know and the thing is, we have to
Yeah.
take the focus off of us. A lot of time we're so caught up in worrying about our finances,
Yes,
worrying
self,
about our health,
me,
worrying about
myself,
everything.
and
We
I.
have to take the focus off of us and put it
Yes.
on other people, because when you're concentrating on other people, I remember when I was living in this house right here. And remember when I bought it, that the market was really bad, and for 6 months I didn't pay my mortgage. And God said to me, "What are you there worrying about? Go feed my people." I went in that
Mm-hmm.
parking lot, in the Winn-Dixie parking lot for 7 years, Beverly. I was in that Winn-Dixie parking lot. And,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? God fixed it and he worked it out where even though I didn't pay my mortgage for 6 months and my mortgage was way over $1,000, he brought it down to $599
Mm-hmm.
because I took the focus off of me. I started praying.
Yes. And
Okay, I
start
took
to
the
put
focus
it
off
on
of
other
me and
people.
went and put it on other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, because of that, I got my voice. Okay,
Yes.
because I was so shy, I was so scared to speak. Because of that, all of a sudden, people look at me and say, "You were scared to speak." I was so scared to speak. I remember when the
Mm-hmm.
lady that was in charge, she died. She died. She's not alive now. But I remember when she was there and she was getting ready. She started. She was the leader of it, and she came up to me, and before she left, she was leaving the church, and before she left, she said, "What would you like? What would you like God to do for you?" And I said, "I like to speak in tongues." And she got me up there and she worked with me for a little bit, After that, I started speaking in tongues. But when she told me to go sit down, and I asked her, I said, "What can I do? Can I help serve the food?" She said, "No, that's not your calling." She says, "Your
Mm-hmm.
calling is to go sit down on the bench, sit down and pray for those people at the table." I told her I couldn't do it because I was so scared. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "No, sit down and start praying." And Beverly, I'm telling you, I sat down and I started praying with those people, and all of a sudden, God just got a hold of me and got a hold of my tongue, and He started praying with me, and I started praying, and all of a sudden, I'm speaking in tongues and stuff like that. And you know what? I remember my mom was telling me that she went to Benny Hinn Church, and Benny Hinn prayed for her and healed her side, and her side was healed. And I was
Mhm.
laughing at her because I didn't think
No,
that's.
don't laugh
I'm
because
just telling you. I'm
those
telling
are
you.
real.
I laughed at her. I said, Benny Hinn
Mhm.
can't do nothing. Benny Hinn can't heal you. And then you know what? When God got me in that parking lot and I believed and I started praying for people, and after a while they were coming back and told me, oh, they were healed. I would pray for people and their ears was hurting, and they come back and they heal. I was praying for them on the side or whatever it was, I prayed for them.
Mhm.
And they were coming back to me and told me that they were healed, and I started
Yeah,
believing. But you
and
see
it's not you.
how he
It's
got me
not
to start
you.
believing. He
It's the
started
true
believing.
and living God.
He started letting me believe that whatever I
Mhm.
pray for, He can do it through me, even though it's not me
Mhm.
that's doing it. He can
You're
do it
just a
through me.
vessel.
I'm just a vessel, but I didn't learn that.
Yeah.
And because of that parking lot, okay, because of that parking lot, I learned that. But that's why God, every person, God put people in front of you for whatever reason that He puts them in front of you. It's either you're gonna learn from it,
Mm-hmm.
I will change your life,
And
or
if
what.
you're an idiot, you won't
Yeah,
learn nothing.
there's going to be something that He put that person
Mm-hmm.
person in front of you. And to God we give the glory that,
Or if you're
whatever it is, we have to have
disobedient,
that
you will not
discernment,
learn
you know
anything.
where where we can listen to Him, and we can listen to that soft voice that He
Mm-hmm.
has. And then I have gotten so many people that's been pour into me, that that has blessed me, and how God has opened up different doors for me,
Yeah.
because even when I don't know I need it open, He opens it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just like with me and you connecting, look how God has just blessed me with you,
Oh,
with such
yes.
a good
Oh,
friend.
my goodness.
And you
Babe,
pray
that
for my
was
grandkids,
something.
you pray for my children, you pray
Mm-hmm.
for my family, and
Yeah.
you've been such a dear friend to me,
Thank
and
you.
you blessed
And
me with
you to
so
me
many
too.
people. You're there for me. My
Yeah.
mom said to me today that I was telling her about the all the realtors that, maybe they do an open house and they get hurt. And she said,
Mm-hmm.
my mom used to go with me. She said, yes, and now Beverly goes with you.
Beverly, take her place.
She said, "Now Beverly takes my place.
Ah,
Beverly takes my place." But you know what? I'm glad that you're there, and you help protect me. You help watch over me.
mhm.
You go with me when I need protection. And vice versa. We help out
Help each
each
other.
other. And I am so blessed and honored to be your friend. And I got
Thank
so
you.
many dear
I
friends
am
that are
blessed and
there for me.
honored to be your friend too.
And
Thank you,
and
Lord.
I know you're going through a lot right now. I know you're going through a lot with your house being remodeled, but you know what? You got to know that God's got you, and He's
Yes.
working it out, and he's learning. My daughter always tell me about patient. He's learning. He's giving
Mhm.
you patience to learn
Yes.
patient.
Yes.
Because of look how long it's been taking for
Mhm.
to go through the process, and you're still not there yet, but He's giving you.
But pretty soon, I
It's
think
going to
by
be there.
next week, I'll be good.
He's giving you by letting
Mhm.
you says, hey, Beverly, you
Yes.
need to learn patience. But
Mhm.
look, and then look how many people you have saved through your.
Oh,
If
yes.
that
Everybody come to
would not
my
happen, how
door.
many people you
Oh,
have
my
led to
God.
Christ because of all of that?
The
So that's
last one was this little guy who parked his trailer across my driveway. Oh my God. How can you park your trailer and somebody not over the street, on almost on top of my driveway? I couldn't budge if I wanted to get out.
but God
But
put him there
that's
for a reason.
yes,
But
yes,
it's nice that the way you handled it.
yes.
Because you didn't tell him I don't know. I don't know how I would have handled it, but I'm glad that you were able to share your story with me. So next time, at least I know that I'm able to bless somebody if they park on my sprinkler, they park on my grass or
Mhm.
something like that. But you know what? You learn so much from the people
Oh
who you hang
yes,
around
you
with.
learn, you learn, you learn.
You learn so much
Yes.
from the people that you hang around with. Every day you learn something new, and you
One
know,
time in my life, I would blast him. He would move that truck so fast.
exactly.
But God cleaned me up.
Sometimes we have to learn to hold our tongue.
Yes,
We have to
yes,
learn to be
yes.
quiet. We have to learn to be
I just
silent.
did a Bible study about holding your tongue. Yes.
But we're coming to the end of our broadcast. We're,
Mhm.
if anyone have any question or you have any topics that you want us to talk about, you want to come on and talk, feel free to leave us a message, jot us a message. We'll invite you into the studio to come on and speak, and you can come and speak about anything. I won't say any topic is off limit, but there's certain topic that we probably won't talk about. But anything that of your interest, please leave us a message. Please let us know how we can assist. But I hope all of this, between the insurance, between the roofing, between the assignable benefit, between the clean water, between the septic tank, I hope that you guys will, find out more information about it, learn about it, use it, but Florida is Florida, and
Mhm.
I'm happy to be a Floridian. I've been down here since
Me
1980,
too.
and I enjoy living in Florida. And I want
Mhm.
to see Florida to be a better place.
Mhm.
Because my
Mhm.
grandchildren live here, my children live here, my friends live here, my family live here. So I'm
And it
happy to be
just
a real
takes
estate agent in
one.
the state of Florida.
It just takes one person to put a foot forward.
It just takes one. So
Mhm.
that's saying that I'm happy to be part of the move.
Mhm.
Your voice matters. And remember that I am your voice. I'll be here to speak for you. God gave me a voice. A lot of time I speak to someone and they call me a man because they said my voice sound like a man, but I have this very deep, coarse, commanding voice. But at whatever God give me, I am grateful for it, no matter what, because I'm one of those. I can't stand a soft voice. I like a strong voice. So
You're a sweetheart underneath that voice.
so I am glad that he blessed
Mhm.
me with whatever it is that I need. I'm trying to grow
Yeah.
my hair back to see how it's to grow it back. The
You
top of it.
notice I'm growing back mine to Viv. You notice?
Yep.
Look.
So I'm trying to grow it back. So
Me
so we're
too.
running competition with each other. So
I hope I don't get
but
frustrated and just go cut it off again. But I said I'm growing it back. I want it
everyone,
bob.
yes, we thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time on Your Voice Matter. And remember, your voice matter, and living in the state of Florida is a great place to be living at. Just remember when you vote to make sure that you research the people who you're voting for, making sure that you're voting for the right person and they will not turn back around on you. Because let me tell you something, they do. So make sure you do your research. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Anything you want to say? Last saying, Beverly?
Oh no, I have voiced what I wanted to say. Oh, I want you to watch this movie, Jesus Revolution.
Okay.
I told you I was going to a movie at my church last night.
Mhm.
That's it. Watch it. It's a
All
good
right.
movie.
Okay, you hear that? Watch that movie. Thank you
Yes.
all for joining me. See you
Yeah.
next time on Your Voice Matters.